Brooke, it's a very big night for me. It is the official Kingdom Hearts themed dinner for my birthday.
Yeah, Ryan, you have an incredible partner.
I have a partner that likes a challenge. Like, Kingdom Hearts fan who does like the you never level up thing and you try to do the really hard thing, but why? Like, my partner's that with cooking. So Kingdom Hearts Worlds was my hard theme, and I have figured out the secret to sea salt ice cream. So when we were talking about it, like, he's like, is it just vanilla? Like, just vanilla and salt? I'm like, I think there's gotta be one more ingredient, and we figured it out. It's a dash of almond extract. Like, when I took a bite of it, it was like in Kingdom Hearts where you see their brains sort of breaking, like going full math lady. Like, what is this flavor? It's salty yet sweet. It was a kaleidoscope of flavors. It was the perfect color. For all of you at home who want to make sea salt ice cream, follow whatever nerdy, nummy recipe you can find, but put a little almond extract in there. You will not regret it.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you make the ice cream from scratch, or did you buy vanilla ice cream and go from there?
Oh, we have an ice cream maker. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we have an ice cream maker, he says. Oh, of course. Sorry.
Doesn't everyone have an ice cream maker?
Ryan, I am being very cozy today. I am sort of giving up on life right now. So I'm coming at you live from the couch. I'm swaddled in my sweatshirt. I have a blanket. Okay, Ryan, by the time this comes out, unless Ryan surprises us and posts on a Monday again, which who knows, it is his favorite week. Two big events this week. I'll go in order of least to most important. One, we have Ryan's birthday, which is the 3rd, right?
It's the 2nd, but in some time zones it is the 3rd.
The second most exciting thing I would say would be this Kingdom Hearts dinner that's happening tonight. And then the first thing I would say is April Fool's Day, when Ryan comes alive.
It is just the most wonderful holiday. Me and my friend Anne, who definitely doesn't listen to this podcast.
0%.
Interesting to see her on it, but not listening to it. She has got me good over the years. She has robbed my apartment. She has caused an army of people to congratulate me for an unknown achievement on Instagram. She has caused me to participate in a fake viral video Instagram contest, and I have threatened her with legal action. I have this year invited her to a fake audition. TikTok madness, flirting with the edge of TikTok creator flirting with the edge of madness, which is a fake movie that she's going to be submitting an audition for, hopefully. So it's just the most wonderful day of the year. Have you ever been gotten good or got someone good?
I love the idea of a prank. I like the mischievousness that is associated with it. I like when corporations do it on a grand scale, and I like the rivalry that has been existing between you and Anne for the past however many years this has been going on. But I'm a keen observer. I appreciate the art, but it is not mine. It's like how I feel about like hockey. I'm never going to do that, but I can appreciate it.
I just love, for some reason, I love, it's like theater. You cause someone to experience such heightened emotions, and then they realize it's all.
Usually the emotions are bad. Because you're either gonna give someone good news and then tell them it's not true, or and then they're gonna be mad, or you're gonna make someone mad and then tell them it's not true, and then they're either gonna be a good sport about it, or they're gonna get even more mad. And I don't know where I fall on that spectrum.
Yeah, I think I just want people to feel things. I just want people to feel the full spectrum of emotions.
You're like the opposite of a sociopath. But you're not, but I wouldn't say that it's an empath. Like, I think it's more, maybe it's on the spectrum of psychopath, but but it's like a psychopath in like a jester's hat. Okay. Should we talk about Kingdom Hearts?
Let's do it.
What are we doing today, Ryan?
Okay. So today is my favorite day whenever we get to do a final ranking, and we have our preliminary ranking, but you know that we always throw a little correction on our ranking. So we're just going to make a few tweaks, and then we're going to read out the final ranking of our bosses, which actually I feel quite strongly about. I think we did a great job.
Great. So what's the tweak?
Last time, we each got 1.5 points. We could give something plus 0.5 or minus 0.5 for 3. For this one, we get 2 full points. That means we can add 0.5 to something, and so we are going to just like make some tweaks to our ranking. 1.5 for Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2 for Kingdom Hearts 2.
I think it has to be a whole or a half, though. No 0.25, no 0.75.
I love it. Okay, let me take a look.
Oh, wait, before we do start, Ryan, how are you getting fucked up for this final ranking?
So today I am drinking a lovely, lovely creation. That's partially a Quirk, which is a hard seltzer made right here in Kansas City, Missouri at Boulevard Brewery. Sponsor us. A little bit of lychee liqueur, some gin, and some sake.
Wow. He's getting ready for the night.
How are you getting fucked up, Brooke?
Well, thank you so much for asking. Recently, I've been having the same experience drinking that Ryan has when he smokes. Anxiety, bad.
Deep anxiety.
Deep anxiety that seeps into the next day. So I ate an edible. If you can't tell by how I'm melting into my couch, what if I just fall asleep?
That would be par for the course for Kingdom Hearts 2, really.
Okay. First thing that I'm going to do is move Barbosa and the Illuminator up a half point.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so we've got a tie. This hurts me a little bit, but I do feel we were somewhat unkind to our friend Luxord. So I'm going to move him up 0.5.
I'm also going to move Hades up 0.5.
Oh, yeah, baby. Okay. Oogie Boogie. I'm going to move him up 0.5.
I considered doing that. And then I'm going to move the Hydra down 1 whole point.
Wow. Everything's changed. I'm going to move Demix up. Oh. All right, Brooke. I need your thoughts. This Thresholder, which is the thing in Beast Castle, I think is too high, right? Does it deserve to go down more than 0.5?
I think we got to do what we got to do. This is where fate drew us.
Okay, so I can move down the Thresholder a full.
Yeah.
Perfect. Drum roll, please. This is the, again, data-driven final ranking of Kingdom Hearts 2 bosses. We never thought we'd get here, but we did it, and goddamn, I'm so proud of us. Okay, I'm gonna kick it off to make sure that you get to talk about Pete. Okay, so in our very, very last place, we have a wonderful tie between 2 little sad weaklings. The first is probably my least favorite Heartless Boss duo, or Heartless Boss in general. There's 2 of them, and they look like bouncy little smoothies. One is orange flavored, one is blue raspberry. They've got big, voluminous bloomers. They've got scepters. They've got staffs. And I don't really understand why Agrabah is the world for fire and ice. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel correct for Agrabah. It feels out of place.
That was so eloquent about such an ineloquent moment.
Thank you. I'm just really passionate about this one. Ever since I first saw it, I was like, this sucks.
No, it's always sucked.
Always sucked. Speaking of sucking, we've got Demix in the underworld. And one thing I do appreciate about this is they're really kind of fluffing us to believe that he is a little weakling to prepare us for what's ahead. And I do appreciate that Demix is just a little bitch in the underworld, and he becomes a nuisance / menace at I would say the climax of the game, which is the midpoint in Hollow Bastion. So tied at 2.5 in last place, tied for 23. We've got Demix, Part 1, and the Volcanic Lord and Blizzard Lord. Anything to add?
No, you really nailed it on the head. It's just like, oh no, what's that lyric from Rent? Whatever, take your guitar, you know?
Giving it to you, Brooke, for another tie.
Okay, so 22 are 2 bosses that I had to look up before coming here today. One of them is the Hostile Program, is actually what it's called. And it is quite literally that, when you're in Space Paranoids and you have to fight a hostile program. You're chasing data. You're hitting computers. You're in a big blank room. Tied with that at 22 is the prison keeper, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, is the thing that you fight in Halloween Town on the hill where Lock, Stock, and Barrel are in the little cage. And it's just harder than it has to be. Figuring out how to get the cage down, the having the kids in the cage powers it up. It's just like you don't quite have the skills necessary to really take on a boss like this. And so it's just not fun. Do you have any thoughts?
I'm so glad they're tied because they're both equally forgettable.
Yeah.
They have a little bit of menace to them, but they're pretty basic, heartless. And the prison keeper basically kidnaps a bunch of kids. And I'm still unclear whether the kids are helping it or it's got the kids hostage. Either way, I'm not into it. Hostile towards it.
Hostile. All right, you got a big tie.
I got a big one for us. So we have Pete in the Underworld, which, Brooke, I am going to need to hear all your thoughts. At 4.125, that's just a little bit above our last two, which are at 3.875. We've got our first Pete battle. This is Pinball Pete. This is where you're in the Bones room, and he's throwing the pinballs at you. There's also the Don't Let Meg Get Hurt device, which drives me absolutely insane. Hercules is fighting with you. It's just kind of chaotic. We've got Rowdy Rumble in the background, but it's our first time fighting Pete, seeing those big zippers. Yeah, all I get from this are pinballs, which is very Pete's Rec Room. Not my favorite Pete battle. 21.
Well, I was just going to say, it's just like the epitome of Pete being a little bitch. Like, he's not even really fighting. He's like hurling things at you to fight. It's like, be a man, Pete. We know you can. Tied for number 20. First, we've got our favorite tutorial boss. He's white. He's wispy. You're just reversing in, out, and sideways around these tentacles. Just under solid guy. You know, I don't necessarily want to take him home to my parents, but I'll see him on those late nights. It's the Twilight Thorn. Oh, did someone say she took an edible before this? Okay, interesting. Tied with the Twilight Thorn are the hyenas. You're chasing them, you can't catch them, and like, I know that that's the point, but that is only fun for so long. It's like easy and hard at the same time. It just feels like a waste of my time. So at 4.5, tied at number 20, we have the hyenas and the Twilight Thorn. Anything to add, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about the Twilight Thorn is it's mostly a movie. Like, I feel like I don't do any actual fighting. It's all action commands where I'm just watching things happen, which is really cool, but a boss fight, it is not.
Yeah, because it is the training. It's like the introduction to the action commands.
I have nothing else to say about that. Okay, we go to 19. We've got a Disney boss tie. They're both men. They both are probably somewhere on the Silk Road. We've got Hades in Greece. We've got Shan Yu in China. They're both just men that have their underlings do things for them. We've got Pain and Panic for Hades. We've got the Big Bird for Shan Yu. And they're both like trying not to fight. They've got armies to do their dirty work for them. So it's very apropos that they are together in this way. So Hades, you know, we've got him in the underworld. It's his domain. He's not as good as he is in the first game, where I think he's hard and interesting. This one, he's just, you know, he's throwing fireballs at you. He's turning red and angry. We eventually, you know, throw him in the green dead people pool, Deadpool. So he's got home field advantage. Shan Yu, he's at the palace. He's kidnapped the emperor, and he's kind of like leveling up with the power of darkness. We don't know how or why. I'm not asking them any questions. I'm always happy to see a Disney boss, but these are both very, very mid to me. Anything to add?
I will say we do get a little bit of love for Feel the Heat, because where legends are made, we can't control where icons are born.
And famously, you rescued this. It was a 4.5. You gave it 0.5, and I think the Feel the Heat does some of that work to lift it.
Yeah, like I just think like it's actually like a pretty good. It is to me how Hades would fight. Like I think it is a good Disney boss. And then just above it at 18, we have a battle no one really wants to fight, because we're fighting the beast consumed by darkness, and he's our friend. And we don't want to fight him, but he's angry and he's sad And so he is fighting us, and it's just an action command heavy battle. It's like wake or like unbreak the curse or whatever, break the curse. You're really like whack, whack, whack action command. And I'm just like, it's mid.
It's mid. I mean, Cogsworth really gets to show his power, like where his last one was Sprinkle, or like he was like his anxiety bar in the horrible Labyrinth challenge. This is the one where he's like, Master, please, and like gets the beast to calm down with violence. So it's really a Cogsworth vehicle. Brings us to another tie, 17. We've got Cerberus and Luxord. I feel very lukewarm about both of these battles, but I needed to lift up Luxord because at least they're trying something new. Does he turn me into a die? Yes. Does he become a bunch of cards that I have to find him? Like, you know, I said on the last episode, this isn't a boss, it's a minigame, bitch, and I very much stand by that. Similarly with Cerberus, like, he just feels smaller, less threatening, and I don't know. It shows how much we've grown, that he's not as terrifying as he once was, but there's something about him being in his element, home field advantage for Cerberus, but both of these, I'm just kind of like, but I respect what once was the fearsome Cerberus of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Luxord. I respect him for turning me into a dice, for trying something new, but I don't enjoy it, so it's slightly better than mid.
Amazing. I don't think I have anything else to add here. Luxord, yeah, they're just both like, it's clever though. I like that they added his personality in it. Okay, so now we have another tie, a 3-way tie.
Ooh.
Which, Lord, I'm the burden I carry. One, we've got Scar, which is, again, these are all just fine. Like, I think for me, the Scar battle will never be as good as the Super Nintendo Lion King game. And so the bar to fight Scar, if you will, is so high that anything other than a perfect boss fight, in my opinion, was just always going to land right in the middle. But like, to your point, we love a Disney boss. We love the adjacency to Lion Pete. A lot of Disney bosses so far on the bottom.
They're not as high as they were last time. And, you know, this Scar fight, I totally agree. Like, I've never played that Nintendo game, but I feel like I can only imagine the fearsomeness that Scar would give. Like, the be prepared energy is not here for Kingdom Hearts 2. We're on a translucent mountaintop, and we see a bunch of bones in it, and he's just, like, got some purple fire on it. Like,
your point, it's different than last time. Like, the first game, we were definitely, like, Disney boss forward. I think it is the beginning of the shift into prioritizing the Final Fantasy stories, the real human storyline of this game, as opposed to this is really a collaboration with Disney. Rather than it being a sort of like co-pro, it's more like this is a Square Enix game that visits Disney.
That's exactly right.
Thank
it was
you.
A co-pro. No, it's not a co-pro.
It doesn't feel like a co-pro anymore. So tied with Scar is Lock, Shock, and Barrel, which it's a mini game as well. You don't really even fight them. You're just like trying to knock them out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's delightful. Like, you can't give it any higher than this because it's basically like a little mini game interlude. You're trying to shoot presents at them, right? You're just trying to, like, which is really fun. It's like kind of a boss battle, but kind of not. But you can't put it above an organization member except for Luxord, or else the fans.
Which is also a mini game. So I think we're justified. And then that's tied with, I'm assuming, Genie Jafar.
Genie Jafar. Sperm Jafar gets his own. That's a mini game. I wouldn't call that an actual boss battle. But we're getting Big Rip Jafar above Agrabah.
Genie Jafar it's like kind of easy and like kind of novel. It's kind of like Big Daddy Heartless. It's like a combination of Big Daddy Heartless Ursula.
That is exactly right. I mean, I think the thing I like about this is it has the drama in the environment, like floating above Agrabah, and then all of a sudden you're in the world where he's throwing parts of the palace at you, even though we totally see the palace is completely fine, and that's not actually real. But it has a bit of the excitement and mystique, even though the actual boss battle isn't as fun. But I think you're exactly right. It's giving Giant Ursula, it's giving Darkseid, where he's only got a few moves, and he's sort of fearsome. The thing about the first Darkseid fight in the game is like the environment. You're on a floating island. There's a giant Spencer's Gift electric orb above you. Like that is creating a lot of fearsome energy. Like if this was Jafar in the room where we fought Xemnas at the end, like it wouldn't be that scary, but it's really the environment doing a lot of work for him.
1000%. Tied at 16 at 5.625. Jafar, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, and Scar.
I want to go to that Sweet 16 co-pro party. Okay, going to 15, our quinceañera. We've got Good Pete at 5.675, just slightly above our last Disney trio. The reason we love Good Pete, you can't die in this fight. You're fighting old-timey Pete, the good version of Pete. Like, he's very like, oh, my hand. It's like fighting Genie in the Jafar fight in Kingdom Hearts 1. He can't hurt you. He doesn't want to hurt you. You shouldn't be fighting him in the first place, but there's just something delightful about this interaction. I love a chatty boss. I love getting to know a boss as I fight them, and there's something about Good Pete that just restores my faith in humanity. I love fighting Good Pete. It's our first introduction to Timeless River, and it's one of my favorite things about the whole world. So Good Pete at number 15 at 5.675.
And then at 14, not Ty, just by himself, got it memorized himself, Axel. He's flaming. He's got flaming axes. You're in an arena style. It's fun. It's like a little bop of a boss. That is something I appreciate about Kingdom Hearts across all the games, is I really do feel like the fighting styles of the bosses aligned with their personalities. And I think maybe that's just a video game, but I feel like it really comes through in bosses like Axel. I feel the same way about Larxene. I feel Hades we spoke about. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like, he's not going to be ranked higher because I never feel genuine terror, and it is an interesting boss, but I don't know, it's just Axel, you know? It's like the guy there was like, oh my god, he's so intimidating. It's like, no, once you get to know him, like, he's a big goof.
He's a big goof. He's like Eddie from Stranger Things.
Now a Broadway show.
Isn't everything?
Isn't everything? Who would have thought that theater would have its time? Big commercial theater, you know? Where's the Kingdom Hearts musical? I'm waiting.
Honestly, Kingdom Hearts would be a great musical. You know what I actually think would be amazing? If
What?
I guess it's not it wouldn't, they'd have to figure out a way to keep it a musical, which I guess they still could, but they rebrand Mickey's PhilharMagic as Kingdom Hearts.
Where is our job as an Imagineer? This is what I ask myself every day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm unemployed. I'm gonna make us both Imagineers. Okay.
Happy
They've
to.
got the villain. They've got the villain's part coming up. They need us now more than
They
ever.
need us now more than ever.
Okay, so it brings us to lucky number 13. We've got the Thresholder at 6.125, just a bit above Axel. So I think the thing about this that I love is it's like the intro to Possession. You know, we've got this little ghastly Heartless that's going in on these doors and turning them into sinister little gargoyle
Doors.
doors. And I don't know, I really like this fight. It feels like it makes sense for the plot. We're trying to get into the dungeon, and there is a keeper of the dungeon. It feels like there's just a lot of arbitrary Heartless, like Volcanic Lord and Blizzard Lord and the Prison Keeper. This one at least makes sense. Like, you gotta pass this to go in, and I really like it as a natural intro to our Dark Thorn. I love it, but it's not one of the best bosses, but like, for an intro world Heartless, it's I really enjoy it, and obviously you always get Michael Mouse to help you out. And you also have the other thematically linked possessed, what would you call them, like statue Heartless that are there in the arena. I just like all of it. It's a good place to play, cool concept, and it's really the intro of this possession idea. So I give it points for that.
I love it. And now, thanks to my friend Ryan, I get to talk about Pete, his final time in the room of requirement.
In the room of requirement. It's when you fight Pete and he like pulls the screen out and it's like Pete's face, and then you go to all of the different places. You're on the construction site, you're in the battlefield, you're in the house.
Yes.
You're on the pier.
I'm gonna be so fucking for real right now. I have no memories of this fight at all.
But it's Pete.
And I love Pete. And for that, it probably got a lot of points. It's like the beginning of a nightmare, this fight, because it introduces you to those 4 worlds. And those 4 worlds haunt me. But yeah, no, I'd live or die. I'd kill or die for Pete. So here she is at a 6.375. If you'd like to contribute anything of value to that, I invite you there. Listen, I've said for 5 fucking years that I don't like Kingdom Hearts 2. And the fact that I played it, I even played it again. But these things don't live in my memory like they live in yours, Ryan. I'm really struggling. The music I can cheat because we listened to it live. But I played this, 2 years ago?
I think
I love you and I love this podcast. Like, it really does make my days better, but I'm being bad at it right now.
I mean, honestly, like, here's the thing. This isn't one of the... This shouldn't live in your head rent-free. Like, I think it really says something about this fight that it is slightly forgettable because you're not grounded in one reality. He's just pulling the curtain across the screen and then he's refreshing it. So, like, there's no reason why you should remember this necessarily.
He's just doing Pete admin.
He's doing Pete admin, and it's fun that we're finally fighting Pete, proper Pete, in all his glory. But honestly, everything you said, that monologue you just gave, really sums up this fight and the problems with Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's the reason we should be consultants on Kingdom Hearts 4 to avoid this fate.
Seriously, please. I have so many thoughts. Now you get to go.
No, because you knocked down the Hydra 1 whole point to tie with Pete, and I would like to hear why.
I fucking hate the Hydra. The Hydra is like the point in the game when I go, I don't like this game. They tease you with the Olympus Coliseum we know and love, and then they give you Rubbles. It feels very, and I know this is going to sound weird, it just feels very Birth by Sleepy in its simplicity. Like, it feels like one of those battles. Like, it feels like the world is flatter than it is. Like, it almost feels like a 2D boss. And I hate that Michael Mouse comes. I think it's like, and it's the only time in the game that happens. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you putting it down a whole point. It really makes sense because this is...
Can you imagine this being at 7.375?
No. It was absolutely wrong. And people hate this. Like, in the fandom, people hate this fight. This get up on the Hydra's back. Like, it also feels cheap, like the Hydra head's coming out of the ground.
It feels cheap. It feels late. It feels like a late edition.
Yeah, and like, there's a way to make the Hydra scary. And there's just something about this, like, battle that wasn't scary to me. Like, if we had kept it in the Rock Gorge...
Yes!
Like, it would have been a terrifying boss, but it feels like they squander the potential of this particular boss. I just think you are spot on by taking it down a full point, because it's mostly action commands. You're riding on Pegasus's back to attack it. You're throwing giant pots from Phil at it. I don't know, like, it feels like chaos. I think they did a disservice to the possibility of this fight, like they did with pretty much everything in the Olympus Coliseum world in 2. So I'm just glad you had the courage to bring it down a peg.
Thank you so much for saying that. I am brave.
You're brave. Okay, so now we're at an 11, number 11, and it's another tie. Thank you, Brooke. You have brought Barbossa and the Illuminator up to 6.5 to tie with Syx. So I'm just glad you brought it up. I think that is, again, I'm going to say brave, a correct, brave, inspired choice, because Barbossa and the Illuminator is, I think, this idea of Disney Boss and Heartless coming together to make mischief is an underused device. Either they turn a Disney Boss into a Heartless like Mother Gothel, or they make a Disney Boss Heartless superpowered like Scar or Shan Yu. This time they teamed up Barbossa, who's an undead king, with an Illuminator Heartless that sort of magnifies his power. When he's in the dark, he's untouchable. when he's alive, he's untouchable. As soon as he's a skeleton, you can fuck him up. And I just think the idea of being in this iconic treasure chamber and having this really iconic actor, Jeffrey Rush, calling upon the power of a Heartless to up his power is just genius. We also have the interesting device of Jack can't die. I mean, he's already dead. I don't know. But it's very clever. It's challenging. There's some sword play. It's like Captain Hook meets Clayton.
I was going to say, it feels like Clayton and the Stealth Sneak Part 2.
Exactly. I think it's brilliant, and I just generally appreciate it. I'm glad you brought it up where it belongs. Tied with Syx, which I've said this is the organization battle in the world that never was that makes me go, can we be done with this already? But it's still a good battle. If it was anywhere else, if it was in Agrabah, if it was in Christmas Town, I think I would have appreciated it more, but it was just in that string of endless organization members where I was like, enough already, and it happened to be last, so I was a little tired of it. But it's still a good battle. You need to be engaged with it. It's not super hard, it's pretty hard, but I think organization member being tied with Barbossa the Illuminator feels right to me.
So then we have another one that I simply cannot remember fighting. It is the Bad Experiment. I know that it is in Christmas Town, Halloween Town, Christmas Town. And it's just sort of like, it's a bad experiment. It's like a wiry, like, it feels just like you fight by the carousel, right?
Yeah, you're in your own little courtyard next to the carousel.
Yeah. And it's like not any, like I can't remember a single thing.
Remember, his pelvis is made of a skull. He's got the fucked up head. He's sort of made up the various parts of Christmas Town or of Halloween Town. He just wants to be loved.
Well, the exploding presents, the present bombs. Yeah. But he's a 7. He's just a guy. He's there. He's probably challenging. I've played this game at least 3 times. He's probably challenging. We liked him enough to keep him, to make him our top 10.
Yeah, honestly, like, he's present. He throws presents. He is present. And there's just something about, like, Christmas Town does a lot of work. He's like the Chimera from Kingdom Hearts 1, just leveled up a little bit. I'm impressed with the Bad Experiment as a revisiting Heartless device. It makes sense. He's like our nobodies, you know? He's just trying to find love. And
he feels like another, like a mini boss.
He's like the Frankenstein monster that just wants to find the love of Christmas, and we kill him instead.
Yeah.
This feels right that Demix goes to the LGBTQ member of the podcast. Oh, I also fucked up on this ranking, so Demix got an extra point, 11111, and that's called DEI. So Demix is slightly above the Bad Experiment at number 9. It's Dance Water Dance. You have to absolutely fuck up Demix, and he's like Misty from Pokemon. Water is his power, is his talent, and you fight him at this really iconic midpoint of the game, and he's hard. He is throwing water bombs at you, and then when we get in these water dance mini games, and you need to like kill all of these water clones, it's excruciating. Like this is one of those days bosses. Not days as in 365 days, but it like takes days to beat him.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to see an LGBTQ character like elevated to this level and using water, which is something that people don't consider powerful, as something that is powerful. Like it's a monsoon, it's a hurricane. Like water can be very powerful, even though we take it for granted. Like the LGBTQ people in our lives.
We are here. We are allies. We are on to number 8. The Grim Reaper, Heartless, who I do know, everybody. I host this podcast too. Grim Reaper Heartless, Port Royale 2. He's stealing your coins. He's vacuuming them up. You're chasing him around. He is also a mini game, but there's also a fun battle element, and it's one of the better Heartless. That's all. At 7.25, we've got the Grim Reaper Heartless at number 8. He'll steal your coins. He'll steal your heart. Anything to add?
Clever device. Make those medallions work for you, honey.
Yes, honey. Yes. Slay.
Play with the scythe that you have in your...
That's a money scythe. Grim reap the house down, boots mama medallions.
Yeah, number 8. What else can you say? And then we go up to number 7. Flynn Rider? No. Storm Rider. Storm Rider is the dragon in the Land of Dragons, so it is the titular dragon. And I still remember seeing a picture of this baddie in the Kingdom Hearts 2 magazine that came out. Like, there's like a preview of this, and it was just like seeing Mulan and this giant dragon. I was just like, holy shit, this is gonna be awesome. And it is awesome. At a 7.5, number 7, there's something about the scale of it. You ride the wind. It is a true to form scary dragon. You get to fly up in the air and land on its back. There's something about like the size of it, the scale, the attacks, it swoops, it comes down. It's, you know, it's in the forbidden Tiananmen Square where the bad stuff happened at that one point in the 80s. Yeah, there's a lot to love about this Heartless battle, and I love it. Anything to say about that?
No, that was a storm that I rode as well. So I feel like you really captured the storm there, Rye.
Thank you.
Moving on up, coming in at number 6, we've got the Ground Shaker, which is the big Moana god boss in the Pride Lands. It's just a big. Have you ever wondered what a chia pet was like? If it were to, honey, I blew up the chia pet and then fight you in the savannas of Africa, it would be the Ground Shaker.
Honey, I blew up the chia pet. Yeah.
And, you know, you jump on him, you fly on him, you action command. Lest we forget, you know, Donald's a different kind of bird because ducks are anachronistic in this world.
No ducks in Africa.
No ducks in Africa, but there are turtles. So Goofy the Turtle. Ground Shaker, 7.75. Anything to add about the actual battle of that?
It's big. There's a somewhat offensive witch doctor mask, and I love it. 7.75. Coming up to 8, my favorite tie. Yeah. I saved Oogie Boogie. I put him where he belonged, right next to Sark in the MCP. I would die for any of these men. Any of them. Like, they are iconic Disney bosses. I would say, first of all, Oogie Boogie, he was higher than this in Kingdom Hearts 1, but this is his inheritance. This is his legacy. He is in Santa's workshop. He has turned it into a factory for his evil purposes, and I could not be happier. Like, we've got these punching bag, big boxing gloves that fuck you up. We've got the electric, very geometric conveyor belts magic. We've got boogie bags full of Heartless. Like, it's very claustrophobic. You're on these conveyor belts. You need to break his glass, kick his ass, and ultimately, it's just not as good as the Wheel of Misfortune from Kingdom Hearts 1, but ultimately it's just like a really good adaptation for Christmas Town. But I do go back to the original cutscene before this where Maleficent and Oogie Boogie are trying to decide what to do with Santa Claus, and Oogie Boogie is absolutely ruthless to Maleficent. Is like, get the fuck out of here, bitch. She's like, I brought you back to life. Like, what am I even doing here? Like, as someone who was recently laid off, like, I really identify with Maleficent, who, like, doesn't really have a job, and she's just trying a bunch of things to see what works, and you feel that desperation in her, and the fact that she goes back to Oogie Boogie to try to form some sort of, like, LLC is really fucked up for her. So, that's also tied with Sark in the MCP. So we've got Sark in the MCP. I love this battle. I think it's brilliant. It's very, like, Wizard of Oz head and like his little minion. I think it's really fun to beat the shit out of Sark's, you know, I guess legs. You fuck up his legs and then knock him down, and then you do this amazing delete action command, which is actually the only time this really makes sense, like an action command that is not quite like a video. Like, the reason we don't love Dark Thorn is because, like, the action command feels like you're watching a film and not participating. Like, no, this one, when you're deleting that fucking data, you get to really feel like you're watching that orange cylinder head go like, what the fuck are you doing to me? Like, fuck. And I just love it. I just love it. It's like an amazing arena. It feels like 80s Tron goodness. And it's one of the times where they took a concept from a movie and made it better as a boss fight. Like, what they could have done with Scar, they didn't, and they made it worse. This, they took Tron and made it better. So I think they're both solid 8s. Sark and MCP and Oogie Boogie tied for 5. Anything to add?
No, I mean, that was cinematic perfection. Audiomatic perfection for those, most of you, all of you probably that are listening. No, I'm also just like, you know, when you're just like listening, but you're just waiting to talk.
Oh, yes.
I will say like that is a little bit how I feel, because I would say that Sark and MCP is your favorite battle. I think Roxas is my favorite battle. And he's number 4. And he is maybe one of my top 5 favorite battles in the whole series, if only because of the emotions around it. And also it's the best scored because it's just so cinematic and it's in the scoring. I mean, it's so emotional, and he's a really, really hard. This is a day's battle for sure for me. Really fun and really hard, and like so satisfying to beat. And just like I love when boss battles are like really when they're story driven. Like this is a moment in the game. The game happens because of this and for this. 8.25. You got the trip XXX adults XXX, only tie.
Yeah. For now, girls, 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 we have our boys, boys, boys here at 8.375. Zaldin, Xigbar, and Xemnas. Brooke,
yes.
Because of a clerical error, yours truly, I'm going to give you a very big responsibility. Because these are tied for 3rd, yet we have no 2nd. You get to pick which one of these boys, boys, boys rises from 3rd place to 2nd place. Which is your favorite ex-boy? Zaldin, Xigbar, or Xemnas? Which deserves to be in the number 2 spot?
I think Xemnas.
I'm so glad you said that because I completely agree. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you
made
so much.
100% the right choice. I'm so honored to know you and to trust your judgment. And
Stop.
You're
I'm gonna
you're
cry.
A beautiful person. So, we've got the underlings where they belong in number 3 with a 2-way tie. Zaldin, Tormentor of the Beast, and Xigbar, Tormentor of the Boys. So we'll start with Zaldin. He's telling the Beast that Belle doesn't love him. Honestly, nor should she after his behavior in Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas. And we get to fight him on the bridge. And this is actually one of my favorite fights because Zaldin's power is wind. He is using the power of wind and I guess metal contraption. And I really love this battle. This is a day's battle as well. Like, this is the kind of battle I wish Syx was given, where you're like in a famous Disney property. And especially now that I've been to Tokyo Disney and like walked up to the castle on that bridge, I'm like, oh my god, this is where they fought Zaldin, which is how all of our Disney World episodes are related to this podcast. So you're welcome. If you ever thought that they were not related, they are. Also tied with Xigbar. We love Xigbar. We're obsessed with him. Brig, just our boy. We think this is one of those stand-up fights where you need to really engage every part of your brain to get it right, and it's fun. He's chatty. You feel like you get to know his personality. We fall more in love with him than ever, and I think this fight is part of the reason that Brooke made Xigbar Brig her delta up for the entire series in our final world ranking. So anything to add, Brooke?
No, I think you absolutely nailed it, Ryan. And I'm so excited that the last one I get to talk about, is Xemnas. You got a big white room. It's got layers. It's like an onion battle. This is a day's battle, a battle that I never beat in my childhood. This is the battle that made me say that Kingdom Hearts 2 was not for me. But having now beaten the game multiple times, it's such a good battle. You get the Riku stakes at the end. Like, I really do feel like they took on the like, okay, you're gonna do the final boss is gonna sort of be like 3 iterations that they do in Kingdom Hearts 1, and they up-leveled it to this in Kingdom Hearts 2.
And for the clarity of the listener, like, we just lumped all of the World That Never Was Xemnas fights into one, because you have the one where he's, like, running up the tower in the courtyard outside of the, I don't know, like, Art Deco skyscraper that you never go in. And then you obviously have the him sitting in his throne, him throwing buildings at you, you chasing him on a spaceship, you being in a white room. Like, we have just decided to clump these all together and give it one rank, because I feel like they'd all be 8.5s anyway. And so Xemnas's appearances, Mr. Lightsabers, Mr. Run Up a Building, Mr. Whack Me with your long, scorpion legs is what it is.
Amazing. Ryan, bring us home. I'm glad you get to talk about this. I can't believe this is our number one, but I also feel like it makes sense.
I mean, I was thinking a lot about this, and I think it's totally right, because I think it's the best of Kingdom Hearts 2, where they use action commands and they feel like they're creating something new. If we think about what could have been if Kingdom Hearts 2 was just sort of copy and pasting the style of Kingdom Hearts 1, we would have been fighting Gaston on the roof. They had this really ingenious idea to make the iconic ballroom into an evil, heartless experience. And I just absolutely love this fight. The chandelier is evil. The doors are evil. The columns are evil. Even the cherubic painting on the ceiling becomes evil. And we get to kind of level up that thresholder possession idea and create something truly terrifying. Like, I think this Darkthorn is the only scary Heartless that's in the game. Maybe even the only scary boss that's in the game. Like, if I saw the Prison Keeper in my room at night, I would just be like, get the fuck out of here. But if I saw the Darkthorn in my room at night, I would just scream.
How do you think if I saw the Prison Keeper,
I would get a fly swatter if I saw the Prison Keeper. I'd be like, what is that? Like, get out of here. Like, it feels manageable. The Darkthorn, I'd be like, I need to call an exorcist. This is so scary. I think this is the reason that Beast Castle is the iconic world it is. I just think it's genius. Like, I give Square all the plaudits for coming up with this. And then the Shadow Stalker, this big, like, what do you call it? Like a wheezing or ghastly or one of those Pokemons. Like, I just love that it's like a 2-part series, and I really love it. And I love that it's coming after Xemnas too, because Xemnas has like a million different parts and you're like, where's the fucking save point? But I love the 2-part boss battle. Like, that's one of my favorite things about Kingdom Hearts 1. You get Ursula, giant Ursula, you get Oogie Boogie, giant Oogie Boogie. Like, I love that we get this like 2-part Heartless battle, which is, I think, is the only time that ever happens in the series. And it feels playful, it feels creative, it feels menacing, and you get to fight with the beast.
Love.
Something like that. Love.
And that's it. We are done. We did it. Kingdom Hearts 2, signed, sealed, delivered back to Square Enix.
You're welcome. Honestly, all of you, we're so happy we did this, but also you're welcome.
And now comes the eternal question. What are we going to do now? So, like, we have flown some ideas out, but, like, if there's something you really want us to talk about, tell us. Ryan has an idea. What's your idea?
We're doing Zelda. But I have one last idea of Kingdom Hearts content, and it is...
Let's do it.
We do not do episodes where we go through and we talk about each individual boss. I just want to do one final boss ranking where you put all the numbers in, I put all the numbers in, we crunch them, and we don't do any, like, moving around. It's just, like, final of the Birth by Sleep bosses. Just one more episode like this. Here's the final ranking. And then we do Zelda.
I'm done. Let's do it.
I think that's what we deserve, because I don't care about Kingdom Hearts 3 bosses. I don't care about Kingdom Hearts 3 in general. I feel like that's the last hurrah, and I think no one else ever I've looked has done that ranking. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. If you're looking to connect our heart, follow us on Instagram at KingdomHearts_pod. And if you want to enter the realm of darkness that is our lives, follow us. I'm at Brooke Wiseman.
And I'm at Rye Bernstein. See you next week with another Kingdom Hearts Worlds and Kingdom Hearts ratings.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
The podcast.